Ribbon tab. 8. Home tab Alt Jor H. This tab gives you access to the most commonly used commands and is displayed by default when you open MS Word. This tab is reasonably consistent across Excel, Word and PowerPoint. Clipboard Alt Jor H Jor down arrow. You can quickly display the clipboard task pane by clicking on the dialog launcher in the bottom right corner of this group. Paste. 36 cut, e.g. copy. Tarankan format painter. Clipboard. Paste button with drop down. The drop down contains the commands paste. Special and paste as hyperlink. CTIL Jor B. Cut CTIL Jor X. Cuts the current selection to the clipboard. Copy CTIL Jor C. Copies the current selection to the clipboard. Format painter CTIL Jor Shift Jor C. Copies the formatting from one place in a document and lets you apply it somewhere else. This works across multiple documents. Font CTIL Jor D. This group provides access to all the character formatting commands. You can quickly display the Font dialog box Font tab by clicking on the dialog box launcher in the bottom right corner of this group. Calibri Body 11 AAR. BU Avex X Tarankan AAA. Font CTIL Jor Shift Jor F. Provides a list of all the available fonts based on your current printer selection. Font size CTIL Jor Shift Jor P. Lets you adjust the character size based on your current printer selection. Grow font CTIL Jor greater than. Increases the font size of the current selection to the next larger size in the font size box. Shrink font CTIL Jor less than. Decreases the font size of the current selection to the next smaller size in the font size box. Change case Alt Jor H Jor Sat. Drop down. Changes the selected text to either uppercase, lowercase or another type of capitalization. The drop down contains the commands sentence case, lowercase, uppercase, capitalize each word in toggle case. Clear all formatting CTIL Jor spacebar. Clears all the formatting from the current selection. Bold CTIL Jor B. Toggles bold on the current selection. Italic CTIL Jor. Toggles italics on the current selection. Underline CTIL Jor U. Button with drop down. The button toggles bold on the current selection. The drop down contains the commands underline, double underline, thick underline, dotted underline, dashed underline. Strike through Alt Jor H Jor chart draws a line through the middle of the selected text. Subscript CTIL Jor smiley face. Converts the selection to small letters below the text baseline. Superscript CTIL Jor Shift Jor Jor. Converts the selection to small letters above the text baseline. Text FX and typography. Text highlight color Alt Jor H Jor I button with drop down. Shades the background. Behind the current selection, the drop down contains the commands no color and stop. Highlighting. Font color Alt Jor H Jor FC button with drop down. The button changes the color of the font of the current selection. The drop down contains the commands automatic theme, colors, standard colors and more colors. Paragraph. This group provides access to all the paragraph formatting commands. You can quickly display the paragraph dialog box indents and spacing tab by clicking on the dialog box launcher in the bottom right corner of this group. Paragraph. Bullets Alt Jor H Jor U button with drop down. The button toggles single level bullets from the selected paragraphs. The drop down contains the commands recently used. Bullets, bullet library, document bullets, change list level and define new bullet. The change list level extension displays levels 1 to 9. The define new bullet displays the define new bullet dialog box. Numbering Alt Jor H Jor N button with drop down. The button toggles single level numbering from the selected paragraphs. The drop down contains the commands recently used numbering, change list level, define new number format and set numbering value. Multi-level list Alt Jor H Jor M drop down. The drop-down contains the commands. Current list. List library. Change list level. Define new multi-level list and define new. List style. A multi-level list shows the list of items at different levels rather than just at one level. Decrease indent. Alt jod H jod out decreases the indent by 1 or removes the indent completely. Increase indent. Alt jod H jod al increases the indent by 1. Sort at jod H jod so displays the sort text or sort dialog boxes allowing you to sort paragraphs of text or text within tables. If your current selection is not in a table, then the sort text dialog box is displayed. If the current selection is in a table, then the sort dialog box is displayed. This command appears both on the Home tab and Table. Tools Layout tab. Show hide paragraph marks CTIL jod. Toggles the display of paragraph marks and other hidden formatting. Align left CTIL jod L. Aligns text to the left. Center CTIL jod A. Aligns text to the center. Align right CTIL jod R. Aligns text to the right. Justify CTIL jod J. Aligns text to both left and right margins, adding extra space between words where necessary. Line spacing Alt jod H jod K drop down. The drop down contains the commands 1.0. 1.15, 1.5, 2.0, 2.5, 3.0, line spacing options, add space before paragraph and add space after paragraph. The line spacing options command displays the paragraphs dialog box indents and spacing tab. The default line spacing is 1.15. Shading Alt jod H button with drop down. The button applies the selected shading to the current selection. The drop-down contains the commands theme colors, standard colors, no color and more colors. Border Alt jod H jod B button with drop-down. The button applies the selected border to the current selection. The drop-down contains the commands bottom border, top border, left border, right border, no border, all borders, outside borders, inside borders, inside horizontal border, inside vertical border, diagonal down border, diagonal up border, horizontal line, draw table, view grid lines and borders and shading. Styles move by pressing Alt jod H jod down arrow jod tab tab. You can quickly toggle the display of the styles task pane by clicking on the dialog box launcher in the bottom right corner of this group. RBBCCD, RBBCCD, RBBC, RBBCCC, RBBCCC. T normal nose pack. Heading 1, Heading 2 title. Quick Styles displays a gallery of available styles with auto preview. Is the heading 1 style different in 2007 and 2010 to 2003? Yes, the normal template and styles are very different. Editing. Change styles drop down. Removed in 2013. Lets you quickly change the style set. Color, theme and font of a style. The drop down contains the commands style set. Colors, fonts and set is default. The style set extension contains the commands default, black and white, distinctive, elegant, fancy, formal, manuscript, modern, simple, traditional, Word 2003, Word 2007, reset to quick styles from template reset. Document quick styles and save as quick style set. The height of this extension can be adjusted. Find styles, app, replace, or select. Subtitle, editing. Find CTIL jod F button with drop down. The button displays the Find and Replace dialog box and displays the Find tab. The drop-down contains the commands Find and Go To. The Go To tab can also be displayed by clicking on the page 1 of 2 indicator on the status bar in the bottom left corner. Replace CTIL jod H thus displays the Find and Replace dialog box and displays the Replace tab. Select Alt jod H jod SL drop down. The drop down contains the commands Select All, Select Objects and Select Text with similar formatting. The Select Text will select text with similar formatting.